The stars stretched endlessly across the void as the Elysium, Earth's newest diplomatic ship, glided toward the Threxian capital. Its sleek hull reflected the light of nearby suns, a sharp contrast to the grandeur of alien cities they were approaching. Captain Aaron Vale stood on the observation deck, his hands clasped behind his back. He had faced dangerous missions before. He had led human fleets through asteroid storms, negotiated ceasefires with rebellious colonies, and survived skirmishes with pirates. But this was different. This was first contact with an empire whose people were said to be older than many stars, and at the heart of that empire was a princess who, according to rumors, had never been seen to smile or tremble. "Captain," said Lieutenant Mira Chen, breaking his reverie. Her voice was steady, but her eyes betrayed excitement. "We're approaching the capital. Sensors indicate full deployment of Threxian defense grids. They are watching us." Aaron nodded. "Good, let them watch. We're diplomats, not invaders. Remember that." Still, as the Elysium descended into the alien city, Aaron couldn't help but feel a chill. The Threxian architecture was unlike anything humans had seen. Towers of shining crystal that shimmered in shifting colors, bridges spanning open chasms, and colossal statues of ancestors holding strange weapons no human had ever seen. Ships floated through the air as if gravity were only a suggestion. When the Elysium docked at the Grand Orbital Port, Aaron was briefed by the Threxian liaison, a tall figure with skin that reflected silver like molten metal. "You will be presented to the court," the alien said. Its voice was calm but precise. "Deviation from protocol will be considered an insult to the Empire." Aaron gave a polite nod. "Understood." The next day, he walked into the throne hall. The room was massive, wider than any human building he had ever seen, with ceilings that seemed to vanish into the clouds. Threxian nobles stood in perfect lines, their faces a mixture of curiosity and caution. Their eyes, large, multifaceted, and shimmering like gems, studied every human in the room. And then he saw her, Princess Kayla Threx. She was seated slightly apart from the council, her posture perfect, hands folded in her lap. Her golden eyes seemed to pierce through him. And then something impossible happened. Her body froze. Her hands tightened around her ceremonial staff. A tremor ran through her shoulders, subtle at first, then unmistakable. The room fell silent. Even the counselors, trained in composure for centuries, looked at her with a mixture of shock and confusion. Aaron felt a strange weight settle on him. It was not fear. It was awareness. Somehow he knew he had caused this reaction, though he had no idea why. The silence stretched for a heartbeat longer than should have been possible. Then the princess whispered something so quietly that only she could hear herself. "The face. From the prophecy." Aaron frowned, uncertain. Prophecy, he thought. Surely this was just ceremonial drama. But the intensity in her eyes made him doubt his instincts. The Threxian emperor rose from his throne, his voice deep and commanding, yet tinged with curiosity. "Humans," he said. "You come from a young and chaotic world. We welcome you in peace. But your presence is unusual." Aaron stepped forward, bowing slightly. "Your Majesty, I am Captain Aaron Vale, representing the United Earth Federation. We come in friendship and diplomacy. We wish only to learn and share knowledge." Kyla did not move. She did not blink. She merely stared, her trembling barely contained. Something about her reaction sent a ripple of unease through the room. The Emperor's voice hardened. "You see, my council is unsettled. One among you, your presence has disturbed the natural order. Speak, human. Are you aware of what you have caused?" Aaron opened his mouth, unsure what to say. I don't understand, Your Majesty. I have done nothing but arrive as a representative of my people." The whisper came again from Kayla, barely audible. "The Harbinger has returned." Murmurs ran through the council, though not as loud as they should have been. Somehow her words carried weight beyond sound. Aaron's stomach tightened. The Harbinger? He had never heard the term before. The Emperor's eyes narrowed as if trying to measure some hidden truth. "It seems," he said carefully, "that history may remember you differently than you remember yourself. For now, we will allow your presence, but under close watch." The meeting ended abruptly. Guards escorted the humans out. Aaron kept his head high, but he felt a strange prickling sensation on the back of his neck, like invisible eyes following him even outside the hall. That night, Aaron could not sleep. He wandered through the alien city, marveling at its beauty. The rivers of light floating between towers, the gardens that glowed softly under alien moons, and the sounds of creatures he did not recognize. Yet no matter where he walked, he felt that someone was watching. Eventually, he found himself in the gardens of the palace, where the air smelled of strange flowers and faint electricity. There, in the shadow of a crystal arch, a figure stepped forward. Kayla. "You should not be here," Aaron said quietly. His voice was low but respectful. "And yet you are," she replied. Her voice was calm, though her hand still trembled slightly. "Do you know why I reacted this way today?" Aaron shook his head. "I wish I did." Kayla hesitated, then stepped closer. The faint light glinted off her hair, which shimmered like molten gold. "Centuries ago," she said softly, "a being like you appeared in our history. A human, or something very close to a human. He led my ancestors to victory during a time when our empire was on the verge of destruction. We called him the Harbinger." Aaron frowned. "I don't understand." "That's impossible. Humans haven't even reached this part of the galaxy until recently." Kayla's eyes glimmered with a mixture of fear and reverence. "It is not impossible. History does not always remember the truth. But when I saw you, I knew, without knowing how, that you are connected to him." "Perhaps you are." "Him," Aaron laughed uneasily. "I'm just a captain, princess. I've never fought ancient wars or led alien civilizations." "You must be mistaken," she did not laugh. "I am not mistaken." Her gaze softened for a moment. "If I am wrong, nothing will happen. But if I am right, everything will change." Before he could respond, palace guards approached, forcing Kayla to step back. She bowed slightly, a gesture of respect and farewell, then disappeared behind the shimmering gates. Aaron returned to his quarters, mind spinning. Was she delusional? Or was there something in me I didn't know? He stared at the stars again, wondering if the galaxy held more secrets than humans were prepared to face. Sleep did not come easily. That night he dreamed of alien battlefields, of roaring flames and strange skies. A figure stood at the center, human yet not him, and in those dreams a voice whispered, "The time has come. You are the one." Aaron woke with a start, the words echoing in his mind. He didn't know what they meant, but he knew one thing. The galaxy was about to change, and somehow he was at the center of it. Outside, the alien city glittered like a jewel under twin moons. Somewhere beyond those towers, Princess Kayla watched him, and Aaron knew their paths were now bound together. He did not know the full story yet, but he felt it in his bones. What had begun as diplomacy was only the first step toward something much larger, something that could shake the stars themselves. The day after the tense audience with the Threxian court, Captain Aaron Vale could feel the weight of the princess's gaze still lingering. He walked the halls of the alien guest quarters assigned to the humans, careful not to touch the polished walls that shimmered faintly with light. Though the rooms were luxurious beyond imagination, he could not shake a sense of unease. Something had changed the moment he entered the throne hall. Something in him had stirred memories that were not his own. Lieutenant Mira Chen approached, carrying a datapad. "Captain, our sensors are detecting unusual energy fluctuations near the city's outer zones. The readings are alien but not Threxian. Very old, very powerful," Aaron frowned. "Old? How old?" "Centuries, if not millennia," Mira said. "They don't match any known Threxian technology. We should report this." "No," Aaron interrupted. "Not yet. This feels connected." He looked toward the windows where the city spread in shining towers beneath the alien suns. "We are here as diplomats, but something tells me we're not just observers." That night he could not sleep. The vision from the previous night, the alien battlefield, the strange figure standing before flames, returned in fragmented flashes. A voice had whispered his name, or a name very much like it, calling him the Harbinger. The word had echoed through his dreams like an impossible memory. He rose and wandered the quarters. Somewhere in the city, as if summoned by his presence, a soft vibration pulsed through the ground. Then he heard a sound that startled him more than any enemy could, a soft human-like whisper carrying across the wind. "Captain Vale." Aaron froze. His heart thudded. The voice was unmistakable. It was Princess Kayla. He followed the sound into the moonlit gardens where alien flowers glowed faintly, and strange creatures moved like shadows. Kayla stood at the edge of a reflecting pool, her golden eyes fixed on him. "You came," she said softly. "I could ask you the same." Aaron replied. Why are you here? Isn't it dangerous? Kayla smiled faintly, though it did not reach her eyes. More dangerous than you realize. You are here because of something far older than this city. Far older than the Empire itself. Something that concerns you. And all of us, Aaron frowned. I don't understand. Kayla stepped closer, her voice dropping to a whisper. Centuries ago, a being like you, human in form, though stronger, faster, and wiser, appeared in our history. He saved my people from total annihilation. The legends call him. The Harbinger, Aaron blinked. The Harbinger? I've never heard of such a thing. This sounds like myth. Not myth, Kayla said firmly. The murals in the Grand Temple, the records in the vaults, the stories of elders, none mention his origins. Only his deeds. He led our people through fire and darkness when no one else could. And his face? His face looks exactly like yours. Aaron laughed nervously, but it rang hollow even to his own ears. Look, Princess, I'm just a captain. I barely left Sol System territory. I've never fought wars on alien worlds or done anything like what you're describing. Kayla's gaze was unwavering. I know, but when I saw you, I felt it. An instinct deeper than reason. You carry something of him. Maybe his blood, maybe his spirit. I do not know. But I know this. If the legends speak true, then the galaxy may not be ready for the cycle that is beginning. Aaron stepped back, his mind racing. Cycle? What cycle? He remembered the strange dreams, the battlefield, the voice calling him Harbinger. But that had been a dream, or had it? He could feel the pulse of something in him, a resonance that matched the strange energy readings Mira had mentioned earlier. Tell me more, he said cautiously. If this Harbinger existed, what happened to him? And why do you think I'm connected? Kayla hesitated, then motioned for him to follow her deeper into the gardens. There, hidden beneath arches of luminescent vines, she stopped before a pedestal carved of smooth crystal. On it rested a mural fragment preserved for centuries. Its image showed a human figure standing atop a hill of broken weapons, leading golden-eyed Threxians into battle. The resemblance to Aaron was uncanny. Even the scar along the figure's brow mirrored a mark Aaron had received in a minor skirmish years ago. This is him, Kayla whispered. The Harbinger. He brought our people victory when we were defeated on all fronts. He united factions that had been at war for centuries. And then he vanished. Some say he returned to the stars. Some say he left a part of himself in our bloodline, but no record exists of his return until now. Aaron reached out to touch the mural. His fingers trembled slightly, not out of fear, but from a strange familiarity. The energy he had felt all day seemed to thrum beneath his skin. I don't understand. How could I be connected to someone from 10,000 years ago? Kayla's voice was soft, almost reverent. That is what I do not know. But the prophecy, the old records, speak of a human who will appear when the galaxy is on the brink of disaster. Some call him a savior, others, a harbinger of destruction. Your face matches his, Aaron, and your arrival was predicted. Aaron swallowed hard. Predicted by who? By those who remembered, Kayla said. The elders, the priests, the watchers of the ancient temples. Their records were hidden for centuries. Only a few remain who understand their meanings. She paused, her eyes searching his. I am one of them. I have spent my life studying these prophecies, and I trembled because I saw you. Not just because of your presence, but because I knew what it might mean for all of us. Aaron took a deep breath. So what now? Do I fight wars I never knew existed? Lead armies across the galaxy? I am not him. I don't have the knowledge, the power. You will learn, Kayla interrupted, her tone firm. The Harbinger did not fight alone. He guided, he inspired, he made impossible choices. You may not understand it yet, but something in you carries his essence. Whether through blood, memory, or something older, it is yours to discover. Aaron shook his head, trying to push away the feeling of destiny pressing on him. I am a human captain. I know how to command a crew, negotiate with rebels, and survive attacks. I don't know how to be some myth. Kayla placed a gentle hand on his arm. Legends are not just stories, Aaron, they are warnings. And sometimes, they are truths waiting for the right person to awaken them. You were not meant to see this city by chance. You were not meant to meet me by accident. The galaxy is moving, and it will not wait for your doubts. As they stood in silence, the faint hum of the city around them, Aaron realized something unsettling. His dreams, the energy readings, the princess's reaction, they were all connected. But to what? He did not know yet. Then we need to find answers, he said finally. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Now. If there is a truth buried in these legends, I need to know it before it becomes a threat to everyone. Kayla nodded, a glimmer of hope in her golden eyes. Then I will guide you. But you must understand what you seek may not be easy to face. Some truths are dangerous. Aaron met her gaze. Dangerous is what humans do best. A faint smile curved her lips, the first he had ever seen. Perhaps, she said softly. But it is not just humans. It will take both our peoples to survive what is coming. For the next several days, Kayla secretly met with Aaron. She led him through hidden corridors, ancient libraries, and crystal vaults that humans were not supposed to see. Each revelation made Aaron's head spin. Scrolls depicting humans aiding alien civilizations in wars long before recorded history. Artifacts that radiated energy similar to what Mira had detected. Murals showing the Harbinger performing deeds that no one alive could replicate, yet somehow felt familiar to Aaron. He began to experience visions more vividly. Flashes of alien cities under siege, fleets colliding in strange nebulae, creatures screaming in languages he could somehow understand. Each vision left him exhausted, but it also left him with a strange sense of clarity. Something inside him was awakening. One evening, as they stood before a massive mural in a hidden temple, Kayla finally spoke the words that haunted him. The prophecy says the Harbinger will return when the galaxy faces annihilation, and his arrival will shake the hearts of those who see him. She paused, her eyes locking onto his. I saw it in you, Aaron, and I trembled because I understood. The cycle has begun again. Aaron swallowed hard. Then what happens next? Kayla's gaze hardened with determination. Next we prepare. We learn what you must become. The galaxy may not wait for hesitation. As the twin moons rose over the Threxian city, Aaron felt a mix of fear and awe. He had come as a diplomat. He had expected to negotiate peace and return home with new alliances. Instead, he was standing on the threshold of an ancient prophecy, bound to a golden-eyed princess who trusted him with her people's future. And somewhere deep in the vaults of history, the Harbinger waited, and so did the rest of the galaxy. Aaron did not know if he could live up to the legacy he was now part of, but for the first time in his life, he understood one truth. Humans had a role far larger than Earth. Something had awakened in him. Something powerful, something that might save or doom millions. The Threxian capital gleamed beneath twin moons as Captain Aaron Vale and Princess Kayla Threx moved through its shadowed corridors. Their steps echoed against walls of polished crystal. Though the city appeared serene, a storm was brewing beneath the surface, one that threatened not only the humans, but the princess herself. Kayla led Aaron to a small chamber deep within the palace, one hidden from most Threxians. Ancient symbols etched into the walls glowed faintly, casting dancing light across their faces. This place, she whispered, is where I come when the council seeks to control the future. Here, I can speak freely. Aaron looked around, his mind still heavy from the visions and revelations of the past days. The prophecy, the Harbinger. It feels unreal, and yet, I feel something changing inside me, something I can't explain. Kayla's golden eyes studied him intently. It is real, and it is you. I do not know why, but the moment I saw you, I understood. The council does not see what I see. To them, you are a threat. To me, you are hope, Aaron frowned. A hope that terrifies everyone else, apparently. Kayla's lips pressed into a thin line. The High Council has begun to stir. Some believe you are a harbinger of war, not peace. Others see you as a tool to seize power. Either way, they fear what you represent. Aaron's jaw tightened. He had faced enemies before, but this was different. This was subtle, unseen, and far more dangerous than any battle he had fought in the Sol system. Then we need to know who is truly against us, he said. Kayla nodded. I will show you, but it will be dangerous. Meanwhile, in the council chambers high above the city, whispers filled the air. Lord Syrinx, the Emperor's chief advisor, paced back and forth. His dark eyes glimmered with malice. The humans are not what they seem, he said to a small group of nobles. The one they call Aaron Vale? He is no ordinary man. There are legends of a Terran who will appear at the edge of our empire. Some call him the Harbinger, others the Destroyer. If he awakens fully, he could undo centuries of our rule. Another noble, pale and tall, spoke. The princess trusts him. She will protect him. Cyrix's lips curled into a thin smile. Then we must ensure that her loyalty does not blind her. The prophecy must not come true under our watch. Send agents to monitor the humans, and if the opportunity arises, eliminate him quietly. Back in the secret chamber, Kayla revealed a hidden map etched into crystal. It displayed the locations of ancient Threxian outposts, vaults, and relics of old wars. Some of these places hold knowledge that may explain your visions, your connection to the Harbinger, she said. Aaron traced the glowing lines with his fingers. So the council wants me dead because I might learn too much? Kayla's expression hardened. Not just the council. The prophecy carries fear. Fear makes people cruel, and there are those who will kill to prevent what they do not understand. Aaron's mind raced. This is no longer diplomacy. This is survival. He looked at Kayla, whose determination shone brighter than any star he had ever seen. Then we prepare, he said firmly. I don't know if I'm the Harbinger, but I will not stand idly by while they threaten you or your people. Kayla placed her hand on his arm, a gesture of both trust and urgency. Then we must move carefully. If the council discovers we seek the truth together, they will act swiftly. We must stay ahead. That night, Aaron was awakened by a sudden vibration in the room. The walls shimmered as if sensing danger. Outside, shadows moved with unnatural speed. Without hesitation, he grabbed his sidearm, a standard-issue Earth plasma rifle, and moved toward the source. Kayla appeared behind him. Her own weapon, a sleek Threxian energy blade glinting in the dim light. They have sent agents, she said. Her voice was steady, but her eyes reflected concern. They will not hesitate to kill. Aaron led the way through hidden corridors, avoiding the main hallways where patrolling guards would notice them. They reached a balcony overlooking the city. Below, dark figures moved through the gardens with silent precision. Threxian assassins, Kayla said. They believe they act in the Empire's best interest, but their goal is clear. You. Aaron aimed his rifle carefully. He had faced enemies in combat simulations, but these were real. Lives were at stake. As the first assassin leapt from the shadows, he fired, sending the attacker sprawling into the glowing gardens below. Others hesitated, surprised by the human's skill. Kayla's blade hummed as she moved, precise and deadly. Together, they fought through the ambush, their movements synchronized despite having trained only separately. The final assailant fell at Aaron's feet and the courtyard was silent again. Aaron panted. They won't stop, will they? No, Kayla said quietly. And now you understand why I trembled when I first saw you. Your presence awakens old fears, and perhaps old power. The next morning, Kayla and Aaron returned to the hidden chamber. We cannot remain here, she said. The council will escalate. You need to see the truth of your connection before it is too late. We must leave the city. Aaron hesitated. Leave and risk starting a war? Kayla's eyes were firm. They already plan war. We leave to gain knowledge, to survive, and to prepare for what is coming. If we stay, you will die before you even learn your role. Aaron nodded slowly. Then we leave. Over the next several hours, they moved carefully, avoiding detection. Kayla led him through secret passages, underground waterways, and hidden transport tunnels that humans were never meant to see. The city above glimmered peacefully, unaware of the movement beneath its grand streets. Finally, they reached a hidden landing bay where a small Threxian scout ship awaited. Its design was sleek, almost organic, and it pulsed faintly with energy. Kayla activated the controls and the ship lifted silently into the night sky. As they ascended, the city shrank below them, glowing like a jewel under the twin moons. Aaron sat back, trying to make sense of everything. Assassin prophecies, visions. I don't even know who I am anymore. Kayla's voice broke his thoughts. You are more than you know. The council fears what they cannot understand, and you may be the key to saving more than just this city, Aaron. You may be the key to saving the galaxy. Aaron's hand tightened around the armrest. I hope you're right. But how can I be ready for something I don't even understand? Kayla's golden eyes met his. You already are ready. The question is whether you will trust yourself enough to step into it. The ship moved through the upper atmosphere, leaving the Threxian capital behind. Outside, stars stretched into infinity, and Aaron felt a strange calm settle over him. He had fought battles, survived danger, and faced threats across the Sol system, but nothing had prepared him for this. Not because the danger was greater, but because the stakes were not just human. They were universal. "Where are we going?" Aaron asked. "To a place older than the Empire," Kayla replied. "A place where your visions make sense, where the truth of the Harbinger awaits." Aaron swallowed. "And the Council?" Kayla's jaw set. "They will come for us. But we will be ready. We have no choice but to face them. And when the time comes, you will see what it means to be more than human." Aaron looked out into the darkness, feeling a mixture of fear and awe. The galaxy was vast, ancient, and dangerous. And somewhere out there, the prophecy of the Harbinger was beginning to unfold, drawing him into a destiny that was older than Earth itself. As the scout ship disappeared into the stars, Aaron realized the truth. The game had changed. Diplomacy was over. The Council was hunting him. And every step he took from this moment forward would shape the fate of worlds he had only begun to understand. The scout ship glided silently through the void, leaving the glittering capital of the Threxian Empire far behind. Captain Aaron Vale sat across from Princess Kayla, his mind heavy with questions he could barely voice. The twin moons of the Threxian system faded into darkness, replaced by the endless stars of uncharted space. "We are heading to the ruins of the First Temple," Kayla said quietly. Her golden eyes reflected the starlight. "It is older than the Empire itself. No living Threxian has set foot there for centuries. Inside you will find the truth, if you are ready to face it." Aaron leaned back, his fingers tracing the edge of the table. "The truth. Or more visions." His voice was dry, but a tension ran through it. "I've seen enough visions to fill a lifetime. I don't know if I can handle more." Kayla reached out, placing a hand on his arm. "Visions are only pieces of memory. You must see them to understand what you truly are. And the galaxy. The galaxy is already changing around us. Every moment we delay, the Council moves closer to striking." Aaron nodded. "Then let's not waste time." The journey to the ruins was long, through regions where stars hung low and nebulas painted the darkness with colors humans had never imagined. The ruins finally appeared, a planet-sized structure half buried beneath the crust of an ancient dying world. Towering pillars of black stone reached into the sky, and colossal statues of human-like figures stood among them. Their faces were unmistakably Terran, familiar yet alien, as if seen through a lens of time and memory. Kayla guided Aaron through the crumbling halls. Energy readings flickered along the walls, responding to his presence. "It's reacting to you," she whispered. "Some part of you belongs here. Some part of you is still of the Harbinger." Aaron swallowed hard. "That's impossible. I'm human. I grew up on Earth. I know who I am." "And yet," Kayla said softly, "you feel what the legends describe. You see the visions. You sense the energies. The Harbinger's legacy is in your blood, or in something older that chose you. They descended into a massive vault, carved into the heart of the planet. The walls were lined with intricate murals depicting humans traveling among the stars, teaching alien civilizations, mediating conflicts, and leading armies in battles of light and shadow." Aaron stared at the images, each one stirring faint echoes of memory within him. These are humans," he whispered. "But I don't remember any of this," Kayla nodded. "Not your memories. They are echoes, traces of those who came before. Long ago, humans traveled the galaxy. We called them teachers, saviors, warriors. They were the architects of peace across many worlds. Then they vanished. Only fragments of their work remain, and prophecies that one would return." Aaron's hand trembled as he touched a mural showing a human figure standing among golden-eyed Threxians. The figure looked exactly like him. His heart raced, a strange resonance flowing through his veins. "So, I am that human?" Kayla shook her head. "You are not him. You are connected, perhaps a descendant, perhaps chosen by the same force that guided the first. But you are the first to appear since the last cycle ended." As they explored further, Aaron reached a sealed chamber, its doorway glowing with faint blue light. Symbols pulsed in response to his presence. Kayla stepped back, eyes wide. "This is the vault of the Harbinger. No one has entered it for centuries. It will show you the truth, whether you are ready or not." Aaron took a deep breath and stepped inside. The walls lit up, displaying an entire history of human intervention across the galaxy. He saw the rise and fall of civilizations, wars he had never known, alien species he had never met, and at the center, the figure of the Harbinger, human, brave, and unflinching, stood at the heart of it all, leading allies, defending the weak, and challenging tyrants. Aaron felt a surge of power and understanding wash over him. He did not recall these events, but they resonated within him as if they had been part of him all along. The voice from his visions whispered again, stronger this time. The cycle begins again. The galaxy must not fall. You are the key. He stumbled back, breathless. I feel it. Something inside me. Awakening. But why? Why now? Kayla stepped forward, her hand on his shoulder. Because the galaxy is in danger. The Threxian Council has begun mobilizing their fleets. War is coming. They believe you are a threat. Some may even attempt to kill you to prevent the prophecy. And yet this is why you are here. You are meant to unite. To awaken what humanity once gave to the stars. To remind civilizations of what humans can do. Aaron clenched his fists. Then we prepare. We find the Council's plans, learn what they know, and stop them from starting this war. Kayla nodded. And we will. But first, you must understand yourself. You are more than a human soldier. You carry the legacy of those who shaped the galaxy before us. That power, it is awakening in you now. Hours passed as Aaron studied the vault. The murals, relics, and recorded energy imprints revealed a history that challenged everything he had believed about humanity. Humans had not been confined to Earth. They had been architects, warriors, and diplomats across countless worlds. And somehow he was connected to that legacy, not just by blood, but by destiny. Finally, he turned to Kayla. If this is true, then the Threxians, they are going to attack us, aren't they? Kayla's eyes hardened. Yes, the Council sees only threats, not truths. The fleet is mobilizing even now. They will try to strike before you can awaken fully. That is why we must act quickly. We leave this planet, rally allies, and prepare for what is coming. The galaxy may be on the brink of destruction, and you are the key to stopping it. Aaron's heart pounded. Then let's not waste another moment. They left the vault, careful to avoid detection, and returned to the scout ship. As they launched into the black void of space, Aaron looked back at the ancient world below. Its silent ruins seemed to pulse with memory, a testament to the humans who had shaped the stars long before Earth became a player in galactic affairs. As they traveled, Aaron began to feel the Harbinger's presence more strongly. It was not just visions anymore, it was instinct. Strategy, courage, and a deep understanding of alien technologies and tactics flowed through him. He could sense movements in the galaxy as if they were extensions of himself. He could feel the Threxian fleet mobilizing before their sensors could detect it. Kayla watched him quietly, a mixture of awe and concern on her face. You are awakening faster than I expected, she said. If the Council strikes too soon, we may be ready, but you must trust yourself. Aaron clenched his jaw. I don't have a choice. I either trust myself or let the galaxy burn. They spent the next several days charting a course to ancient human outposts, long abandoned but preserved by energy fields and hidden defenses. Each station provided more knowledge, more clues about the Harbinger, and more insight into Aaron's growing power. He learned to manipulate energy, sense danger before it arrived, and inspire loyalty in those around him. Humans and aliens alike began to look to him not just as a captain, but as a symbol. But even as he trained and prepared, Aaron could feel the Council's reach extending. Threxian agents, advanced scouts, and spies moved through the void, searching for him. The first signs of war were appearing on the edges of the Empire. Kayla stood beside him on the bridge of the scout ship, her expression resolute. Soon the Council will strike, she said. And we will need every ally, every ounce of strength you can summon. Are you ready? Aaron looked out into the stars, feeling the weight of history, the echoes of the Harbinger, and the responsibility of a legacy he had only just begun to understand. I don't know if I am, he said honestly, but I will not let the galaxy fall. Not while I can fight. Kyla's hand rested briefly on his shoulder. Then we move forward. The past is behind us. The future is what we make of it. And as the scout ship surged forward into the uncharted darkness, Aaron knew one thing for certain. The awakening had begun. The Harbinger's legacy was alive in him, and the galaxy's fate depended on whether he could rise to meet it. The stars stretched endlessly before them, and somewhere out there the Threxian fleet prepared for war. But for the first time, Aaron felt not fear but resolve. He was no longer just a human captain. He was a part of something greater, a force that could shape the destiny of the galaxy itself. The memory of the stars whispered around him, carrying the promise of power, the weight of responsibility, and the certainty of destiny. The Harbinger had returned, and the galaxy would never be the same. The void of space stretched endlessly before Captain Aaron Vale as the scout ship approached the edge of the Threxian Empire. He stood on the bridge, his hands gripping the railing. Beside him, Princess Kayla Threx's golden eyes were fixed on the distant horizon. The stars were bright, but in their midst the shadows of war were already moving. Aaron's mind raced. In the days since the discovery of the First Temple, he had felt the Harbinger's power awaken fully within him. He could sense the movements of distant fleets, feel the currents of energy that threaded through ancient artifacts, and understand alien strategies in ways no human had ever dreamed. He was no longer merely a captain, he was the heir of a legacy that had once shaped the galaxy itself. Kayla stepped closer. "They are mobilizing faster than expected," she said. "The Council knows you have awakened. Lord Syrinx will strike first before you can gather allies or reach the outposts." Aaron nodded. "Then we strike first. We cannot wait for them to dictate the pace. If we do, millions will die." Thousands of light years away, the Threxian Emperor convened the High Council. "The humans move boldly," Lord Syrinx said, his dark eyes gleaming. "Captain Vale may be no ordinary man. The prophecy speaks of him. If he fully awakens, he could destroy us. We cannot allow that. Mobilize the fleet. Strike with all precision. Let no one escape." The Emperor's expression remained unreadable. "Very well," he said finally. "But remember, this is also our empire. We cannot underestimate the human, nor the princess who defies her counsel. Precision is key." The order was sent, and the Threxian warships began moving with terrifying speed, their weapons glowing with energy fields designed to annihilate anything in their path. Back aboard the scout ship, Aaron and Kayla navigated through asteroid fields and gravitational anomalies to reach the ancient human outposts. Each station contained artifacts, weapons, and records left behind by the first humans who had once shaped galactic peace. As Aaron accessed the systems, the full scope of the Harbinger's legacy became clear. Humanity had been a force of balance, not conquest. They had taught civilizations to cooperate, to fight for survival without destroying worlds, and to respect life across the stars. Aaron felt a surge of determination. "We can do this," he said. "We can show the galaxy that humans are not just fighters, we are protectors. We can stop the Council from starting a war." Kayla's eyes shone with pride. "And we will." "But it will not be easy. Syrinx and his supporters will not yield. They will strike wherever they think you are weakest." Aaron's hands moved over the console, activating long-dormant defense systems, coordinating fleets of loyal Threxians who secretly supported Kayla's cause, and sending coded messages to neighboring systems. Slowly, a coalition began to form, not through fear but through hope. The first battle came sooner than expected. The Threxian fleet descended upon the outposts with overwhelming numbers, energy weapons blazing. Aaron's heart raced as the scout ship dodged blasts and maneuvered through the debris of orbiting asteroids. He felt the Harbinger's instincts guiding him, predicting enemy maneuvers before they happened. "Hold steady," he shouted. "We must protect the stations. Their knowledge is more important than any life we risk." Kayla stood beside him, her energy blade glowing. "We fight for the future, Aaron. Not just for survival, but for truth." The battle raged. Human and loyal Threxian ships worked in unison, guided by Aaron's intuition and Kayla's leadership. Against impossible odds, they held the line, using clever tactics, terrain advantage, and technology rediscovered from the ancient outposts. Aaron could feel the weight of the Harbinger within him. Every calculation, every decision, flowed from centuries of knowledge embedded in his instincts. He realized that the power was not simply in his strength, it was in his understanding, his ability to inspire, and his will to act when others faltered. During the battle, Lord Syrinx attempted a daring strike. His flagship emerged from a nebula, energy weapons poised to obliterate the core human fleet. Aaron sensed the movement before it happened. "Kayla, now," he shouted. Kayla nodded. Together they activated a network of ancient orbital platforms. These platforms, remnants of the first human expansion, were capable of projecting devastating energy fields, but Aaron chose another path. Instead of firing, he broadcasted a holographic record of the Harbinger's history across the Threxian fleet. Every ship saw it. Humans leading, teaching, protecting, inspiring alien civilizations. The history of peace, cooperation, and heroism. And at the center, the Harbinger, his own image glowing with authority and calm determination. The Threxian soldiers faltered. The message reached the hearts of many who had feared humans. Some ships hesitated. Some commanders lowered their weapons. Sarex's plan began to crumble. Aaron's voice rang through the communication system. This is not war. Humanity does not come to conquer. We come to protect, to unite, and to remind the galaxy of what we can achieve together. Kayla added her own voice. You have followed lies and fear, but the truth is here. The humans are not your enemies. I stand with them, and with the future of the galaxy. The effect was immediate. Mutinies broke out in the Threxian fleet. Ships turned against Sarex's command. Entire squadrons refused to fire. Even the Emperor, witnessing the unity forming under Aaron's leadership, hesitated. Sarex, enraged, attempted a final desperate move. He boarded the flagship's command deck, seeking to assassinate Aaron directly, but Kayla anticipated his actions. She intercepted him, her blade glowing as she moved with lethal precision. In the struggle, Sarex faltered, and Kayla struck him down, not to kill but to neutralize. Aaron, feeling the culmination of the Harbinger's awakening, stepped forward. It is over, Sarex. You cannot stop what is already happening. The galaxy has changed. The Council, witnessing the display of courage, leadership, and truth, finally relented. The Emperor stepped forward. Captain Vale, Princess Kayla, you have shown us what humans can truly be, not conquerors, but guardians. And perhaps it is time to rethink our path. Aaron's chest heaved, exhaustion and relief mingling. He had faced fleets, assassins, and centuries of fear, yet he had emerged not as a conqueror but as a unifier. Kayla stood beside him, her golden eyes bright. The galaxy will remember this day, she said softly. The prophecy has not ended in destruction. It has ended in hope. In the days that followed, humans and Threxians worked together to rebuild what the Council had nearly destroyed. The ancient outposts became centers of learning and cooperation. Former enemies shared knowledge, technology, and culture. Aaron's presence inspired both humans and aliens to believe that unity, not fear, could shape the future. He walked among the citizens of Threxia, now hailed as the Harbinger returned. Children gazed at him with awe. Adults whispered of courage and hope, and Kayla walked by his side, a symbol of trust and loyalty. One evening, as they stood overlooking a city rebuilt and alive with energy, Aaron spoke softly. I never asked for this. I never wanted to be part of a prophecy. Kayla took his hand. You did not choose this destiny, Aaron, but you accepted it. And that is what makes you human and heroic. Aaron looked out at the stars, feeling their vastness, their promise, and their memory of all humans who had come before. I understand now, he said quietly. The Harbinger was never about power. It was about courage, compassion, and the will to stand for what is right, even when the galaxy trembles. Kayla smiled. And that is why you succeeded, not because of strength alone, but because of heart. Humanity's greatest power has always been hope. The twin moons of Threxia rose over the horizon, casting light over a galaxy no longer on the brink of war. Humans and Threxians alike looked to the future with a new understanding, that together, they could face any darkness, overcome any threat, and shape a destiny worthy of the stars. Aaron stood with Kayla, hand in hand, feeling the weight of the past and the promise of the future. The Harbinger had returned, not as a conqueror, but as a guardian, and the galaxy would never be the same. The stars whispered their approval, and somewhere deep within, the memory of humans long gone watched with pride. Captain Aaron Vale smiled. The prophecy had been fulfilled not in fire and fear, but in unity and hope. Humanity had reminded the galaxy why it had always mattered.